What up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of DK's Garage. Been a little MIA lately. Started a new job and life. So I actually just picked up a retired Formula Drift car, just a shell, for $4,000. Full suspension, hydro, upgraded brakes, caged, carbon doors. Lots of cool stuff, like way more than, that dollar amount into the car. So without further ado, boom, we have Ryan Cato's old 350Z that he debuted in Formula Drift. I believe this was the one he ran in 2014. So basically, the story I got, this car has been sitting down in Southern California for the last 10 years, kind of collecting dust. He had a Mopar NASCAR V8 in here, big old air filter, and a dog box. So I just sold, for those who don't know, I just sold my 350Z that I was building for ProSpec. I had an investment opportunity come up and I couldn't pass up on it. So the toy had to go so I could make some more money. And then, God has a funny way of working, power of attraction. I still really wanted to, get out there and try for ProSpec, and this popped up. So do a quick little walk around. Pop this off real quick. This carbon hood's all messed up anyway, so I'm not really tripping on setting it on the ground. Oop. So is my camera stand apparently too. Alright, anyways. So, if you're familiar with 350Zs, you'll kind of see immediately what has been done here to make the vehicle more, I guess, service friendly. So trying to get out of the sunlight. The secondary firewall has been completely done away with and even removed all the way across. So it's just like, I believe it's 4.5 inches. You can kind of see here where the remnants are. Then it comes out right here and goes across. So now you have that 4.5 inches so you can sit the motor further back. What I'll probably be doing, just because I want to make it a little stronger, is I'll probably add some steel, some sheet metal in here, cut a weird little piece and just tack it in place in there on both sides here. So this is cool. This is what I wanted to do to a Z chassis anyways, so that I could get the furthest back engine placement possible while being compliant with Formula Drift's tech rulebook. And I also have, what's this right here? Remanufactured steering rack. That's cool. So it's got a reman rack in it. I have a Part Shop Max rack relocation, which you basically, it's about right here to these little guys. You cut further in here so it's flat across. You can kind of see how it like bows out here. It's like flat across there, and then the rack mounts straight to it. So I think you get, it's about 2 inches more clearance of the rack this way, something about there. And I have a JZ that's going to be going in here with I'm hoping to run the rear sump. I also have a front sump pan in the event that's not going to work, and then we'll go the traditional off-the-shelf swap mounts. But if I can get the rear sump in here, I will make custom mounts, and we will have that better oiling system for drifting. So that's pretty cool. A lot of fab work out of the way there. Also, if you'll notice, if you don't know what this is, it's a fire suppression system. So if you look right there, it's got a fire extinguisher in it. Fire suppression system is all ran and everything. A couple $100 saved right there. We have stainless steel braided brake lines going everywhere, and the ABS has been, the ABS will be over here, has been deleted. So pop down in here. Boom. Count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 piston R1 Concept Forged Series 6 brakes on the front. Those are not cheap brakes, so it's a huge plus. Also came on the Enkis too, RPF ones. It's arguably my favorite wheel. Some people hate on them because, you know, they're like an entry-level rear wheel, but I don't give a crap about that. They're lightweight and strong. And on the back, with the brakes, we got dual 4-piston R1 Concept Forged Series. Like that's pretty sick. So, gonna have all the stopping power on the hydro and the foot pedal. And as you kind of saw when I rolled up in the front here, we got Part Shop Max angle, some OG Part Shop Max angle. So from what I was told, and don't quote me, this is the kit that was originally designed for the 350Z right here. So Ryan Cato's car was used. I don't think it was this specific 350Z. I think it was his older one. His Z was used to design this angle kit by PBM. So, and this, from what I was told, is off that Z. So this is the original 350Z PBM angle kit right here, which is pretty cool. Almost makes me want to just take it off and put it on a shelf or something, and then buy the new stuff, because I have a full lower kit already. I also have the Max Pro coilovers, pretty sick. So that's pretty dope. Moving along, this is a cool thing to do to 350Zs. You cut the frame rails back, add a piece of tube steel here as kind of a crush point. So you're not really going to get into that point of the frame rail unless you really wreck the car. So this gives you a nice unboltable piece to, you know, just quickly replace. Real easy to make. Straight piece of tube, 2 flanged pieces of steel, and then boom, you can use stock headlight buckets. And then we got the one windshield wiper, which is cool. Got to have the windshield wiper for FD. This is another cool thing. So we got these little carbon GT mirrors and carbon doors. Like, these things are like, I don't even know how to describe how light these are. It's like, feels like I'm moving a piece of paper. So carbon doors, obviously full FD spec cage. We got the NASCAR style door bars going on here. This car was built after they started requiring the anti-intrusion bars, so it does have those as well, as you can see there. So it's no bars need to be added. Just a nice fresh coat of paint and knock the dust off this thing, and we'll be FD compliant with the cage. We got an OG Part Shop Max BMX grip handle right there, and obviously the dual caliber setup, which I just showed you. And this, oh look, FD annual inspection. So there's a lot of cool little nostalgia things on this. This car here, it does have an NRG quick release Sparko setup, switch panel, which I have no idea what any of those go to, but we'll figure that out. Came with a host of ultra racing bars, strut bars, sway bars, different sizes. So obviously if you're really getting into dialing grip in for the track, sometimes you got to change out bars, sometimes you got to disconnect them, whatever. So that's cool. I got a variety of sway bars that came with it. Also, you can kind of, let's get in here a little bit. Yeah, there we go. The fire suppression system lines ran there. I'll probably buy some cushion clamps and get rid of that tape to mount them a little cleaner. There is also, I believe it's like an ignition control unit for the old Mopar V8 that was in here underneath the dash there. I did see some spark plug wires coming off of coils in there, so I don't know what all that is. I gotta yank that out of there and see what it is. And then let's moving on from there. We have a Carbon Creations carbon fiber hatch. These, I have no idea what overs these are. These are some old school looking ones, but they are full overs. Probably some of the more early wide body over fenders for the Z's. I'll probably take these off, use them on another car of mine, or I might just leave them on here. And to be honest with you, I know I'm not riding Kato, but I might just leave all of this on here just for the like kind of historical purposes of Formula Drift. Like, this is a 10-year-old Formula Drift car, right? This car was used 10 years ago in FD. That's quite some time ago. It's a decade ago, right? And another cool little thing that came with it. Oh yeah, by the way, hatch hydraulic works. Pretty cool. Freaking couldn't even tell you how many yards and yards and yards of AN hose we have in here. We got some thick stuff. I have some 16 AN all the way down to 6 AN. Got fittings too, like right here. Got that big old honking 16 right there. Got another 16 down there. Those fittings, if you don't know, are pretty damn expensive. So that's pretty cool. Sweet empty cardboard box. And yeah, I also noticed that there is not a gas tank underneath there, which is totally fine because I have a fuel cell for this already. And what else are we looking at back here? I guess that's kind of all there is on the inside. Obviously, Part Shop Max coils in the rear too. Oh, these do also have front and rear Swift, upgraded Swift springs, so that's pretty neat. And then, oh, this is cool. I haven't seen this done on a Z. It's a very popular go-to diff for kind of affordability and strength. And that is a Ford 8.8 inch differential. Now that right there is a solid unit. You're not breaking that, at least not very easily. Power we're going to make with the JZ, it's going to be a non-factor. And we also have all of Part Shop Max's sorry, I'm kind of all over the place right now trying to get under here, so let me show you guys Part Shop Max's rear arms and their knuckles. So we got full PBM suspension front and rear. I want to say these are drive shaft shop axles, so those are rated for some big power. And we got obviously solid subframe bushings. But yeah, man, like, this thing's done. Like, I just put some taillights on it, front and rear bumpers. He had bumpers with it too, but I was trying to ball on a budget, so I had to offer him what I had, and he was cool. Took the offer, kept a few small things. But yeah, man, I'm hoping to have this thing up and running by this summer. So yeah, I was a little bummed out that I sold the car I'd spent years building for ProSpec. Kind of felt like the dream was slipping out of my hands a little bit there, you know, and that was tough to kind of swallow. But we have thanks to Ryan for giving me a clear price on this car, where dreams can be possibilities again. And so another thing I'm going to show you guys here is kind of a long video, but if you're interested in FD stuff and kind of like looking at race cars, what happens when they sit for 10 years, I was going to show you guys to see if my JZ rear sump oil pan, which is over here actually, will work on this. So this is the first time I've brought this up to here, so I'm a little reluctant to see if this will work or not. Okay, so that's obviously going to be the back of the block there, right? So thinking if I can just kind of set that there, and this does not look like it's going to work. It looks like we're going to have to go front sump, because that's the front of the pan is way too far into the subframe. You can kind of see, which does kind of suck. I really did want to run a rear sump. JZs aren't inherently tall engines, so I'm wondering if even with the rear sump, if I could get it up high enough to just be on top of the steering rack, or if that would be kind of stupid looking, because I don't know. Well, I guess looks we're probably have to run in front sump, but not the end of the world. That makes my life a little bit easier with motor mounts. A couple guys run JZs and C's and G's and don't really have oiling problems, so I friend of mine, Brian, said he knew about somebody who was able to fit that one of these chassis with a rear sump. So I'm gonna have to hit him up and be like, what kind of voodoo magic did you work? Because I don't see that happening. But nevertheless, we have both pans, so get started with that. Oh, hey. This is if you guys know old school throttle bodies, this is like, this would mount to the side of the either the carburetor or the throttle body injected manifold, and throttle linkage. So it's kind of a big silly looking cap. What the hell is this? Oh, I don't know, whatever. Random stuff. Well, look at that, man. That's some shit. That is a stock clutch master cylinder. Stock brake booster too, but that's not really an issue on these cars. So that's tripping me out though. Stock clutch master cylinder, huh? It's able to hold up whatever the hell was in here. So, which was a dog box. So a pretty hefty clutch. I have a Willwood master cylinder that I'll be throwing in there just because I like to have race parts in the race car. We'll keep the brake booster. I like the brake booster feel. I don't really care for the brake booster delete. People are like, oh, you get more consistent brake feel with a delete. Yeah, but you gotta fucking romp the pedal to stop, and this stuff I just gotta tap and it does what I want it to. So anyways, guys, you know, thanks for sticking around for the last 16.5 minutes or whatever it's been and checking out the most recent addition to the fleet, and what I hope to be running very soon with a 600 horsepower, maybe more, JZ, and get this thing out to some competitions and hopefully win those competitions. So you guys stay tuned for more on DK's Garage.